Hi, boys and girls. The last time that we were together, you were helping me with number problems. We were working on strategies to prove our thinking when we solve them. We talked about using pictures, using words, and even organizers like a number bond. Well, today we're shifting gears and we're going to be talking about geometry. Geometry is where we study shapes, where we talk about the shapes that are around us and we describe them and we look at how they work. So today our learning target looks like this. I can tell the difference between 2D and 3D shapes. I can name some of these shapes and I can talk about their attributes. Attributes is just a fancy word of saying I can describe them. So let's go ahead and revisit 2D and 3D. 2D is a shape that is flat, and 3D is a shape that it looks like it's been blown up like a balloon and it takes up more space. It has more dimension. Now, the word dimension is the letter that we hear when we hear 2D and 3D. That D is dimension. So let's take a look at some of our 2D shapes. Here we have a rectangle. We have two shorter sides, and we have two longer sides, and we have four corners, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's where those sides meet each other to make a little bit of a corner. Now, this is a rectangle, and this is a rectangle even though it's smaller and a different color, and it's a little bit fatter. It's still a rectangle, and it's still 2D. And this one right here is also a rectangle, even though it's a lot smaller. So a rectangle is a rectangle no matter how big, how small, what color, as long as it has two longer sides and two shorter sides and those four corners. Those are the attributes that we can use to describe a rectangle. Now, if we were to take this rectangle and we were going to talk about their dimensions, we can see that it has length, the amount of surface that goes from side to side, and we can see that it has height. That's what makes it 2D. It has the length and it has the height. 2D. But when this shape is blown up like a balloon, it becomes something that looks like this. These come in all sizes too, in all colors, just like the rectangles I showed you. Now this one is 3D because it has one more dimension than this guy did. This one is really super flat. But if you look at this one, it has that length, it has the height, but it also has width or depth. It goes behind itself. So it has three pieces that we can see, and that's what makes it 3D. So here was our rectangle, and this one is called a rectangular prism. It still has the two long sides and the two short sides, but we can see different faces on it. It has lots of faces, the parts that we can see and to touch. Okay, it has corners and it has sides, just like our 2D. Here we have, let's see, which one do I want to do next? Circle. And this one is a 2D shape. It's really flat. It has no corners. It has no sides. It's round and it's made up of curved lines. But we can still tell that it's only two dimensions because we can still see this part, we can still see this part, but there's nothing coming behind it. There's no depth, there's no width. Unlike when we see this one, this is a really big orange, isn't it? I mean, it's almost the size of Morgan's face. So this orange is a sphere. It has a circle shape and it doesn't have any sides and it doesn't have any corners, just like the circle, but it's different because you can see more of it. It looks like it's been blown up like a balloon. It takes up more space. It's 3D, okay? The difference too between these two shapes is that this one rolls, this one does not. It's missing the dimension that it would roll on. It's missing the surface that it would roll on. All right, so there's our circle. I can put my orange away. Now we have a square. And I have this square that's blue. And I have this square that's pink. And I even have this little teeny tiny square. But they're all squares. Squares have four sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They have four corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like a rectangle. But the difference is that a square has all sides that are the same size. So this one is our square. Now, when you take the square and you blow it up like a balloon and you make it fatter, you get something like this, a cube, okay? A cube has faces, and the faces are shaped like squares. It has sides, it has corners, just like you see in this, but it has one more dimension than this 2D shape. So we have the 2D shape that has the length and it has the height, but this one has length, it has height, and it also has this part right here that you can see, the width, the depth, okay? And let's see this guy right here. This shape is called a cone. And we have just the regular triangle, and a triangle is a crazy shape. It has 3 sides, 3 points, these places where the sides meet, and 3 corners, right where those guys meet too. And they come in all different sizes and shapes as well. As long as it has those 3 points and straight sides, that makes it a triangle. Now, sometimes a triangle can be blown up and it can look like a cone where it has a circle base right here and a triangular top. And sometimes the triangle can be blown up and it can look more like a pyramid. A pyramid has a square base, so this part would be a square shape, and it has that triangular looking top as well. So there's our triangle, and then I think the last one we have to talk about is the cylinder. Smarty Pants, these are the best vitamins. They taste so good. Our cylinder has 2 circular a circular base and a circular top, and it has a rounded, curved middle. So it has 2 circles and a rounded, curved middle, just like a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll. Those are cylinders, and we see a lot of cylinders in the pantry, and we see a lot of cylinders in the refrigerator. Even your marker is a cylinder shape, 2 circles, 1, 2, and then the base of it, the middle section of it is rounded. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play a sit test. So I have this really well-loved elephant of Morgan's. It's really been through the ringer. The dog has eaten. We take this out of the dog's mouth constantly, but Morgan still loves it. It's kind of fun. It shakes when you pull its tail. Anyway, we're going to test our objects to see if they are 2D or 3D by having the elephant sit on it. Now, if the elephant sits on it and it doesn't touch this brick fireplace, then the object is 3D because the dimension of the object, the width of the object, the depth of the object is keeping it off of the fireplace. But if the elephant touches the fireplace, then the object is 2D. So I'm going to put a shape out on the fireplace, and your job is to yell from home if it's 2D or 3D. All right, here we go. Let's start. Let's start right here. Here's the shape. Okay, I'm going to put it down. And if the elephant touches the brick, then it's 2D. And you're going to yell 2D. But if it doesn't, then you're yelling 3D. Here we go. 2D. 2D, it's touching completely. That object did not hold it up one tiny bit. All right, let's see the next one. This is chapstick. It's a cylinder. It has 2 circle bases and a rounded, curved middle section. All right, here we go. Oops, that was my fault. That elephant got really heavy. Okay, let's see. Is it touching the brick? Nope. So the object is 3D. Okay, let's see the next one. Alrighty, here we have a rectangle. Here's our rectangle. Gonna put it down. Okay, here it goes. 2D or 3D? 2D, it's touching. Okay, last one, let's see here. I'd like to see an elephant sit on an orange. Let's see what happens. 2D or 3D? 3D, it's not touching the brick. I'm gonna do one last one. What about, I want to see something that's this pen. What about that pen? Is it touching the brick? Kind of hard to tell, but that pen, it's 3D. And in fact, it's kind of a cylinder shape too. It has a circle on the bottom, a circle on the top, and the long, skinny, curved middle section. All right, so that's our sit test. Now what we're going to do is we're going to play a game called Quick Change. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my objects, my shapes. I have my circle, I have my square, I have a triangle, I have a rectangle, and I think that's all I need. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it behind my back, and we're going to see what 3D shape the shape comes on the other side. So I'm going to put it behind my back, and we're going to see what shape it becomes. Now, your job at home is to yell out the name of the 3D shape that this rectangle is going to become. So here we go. Presto, changeo, kabam! What shape is that? Does anybody know the name of this shape? It was a rectangle when it went back behind my back as a 2D shape, and it came out as a 3D shape called a rectangular prism. So here's my rectangular prism. All right, let's see the next one. Here we go. I have my square, all sides the same. Here we go. Let's see. Put it behind my back and presto, changeo. What did that become? It is a dice. What's the 3D shape called when all sides, all the faces are squares? It's called a cube. So here's our cube. Okay, let's see the next one. This is a triangle. The sides are straight. They have points. Let's see what it becomes. Presto, kablam! It became a cone. This one has a circle at the bottom, and it has a triangular piece at the top. It would have even been more triangular had Toby not eaten this part. But there's our cone, our 3D shape. Okay, next one. Here we go. We have this. This is a circle. It does not roll. It is 2-dimensional. And when we put it behind my back and we do a quick change, presto, kablam! It's a ball. And this ball is called what as a 3D shape? What's a ball called as a 3D shape? It's the same as our globe. It's the same as my orange. It's called a sphere. The sphere. So this ball is a sphere. All right, friends. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. And go ahead and click on the rest of the activity to see what's next.